Everyone, this is Kempo Long Form 4. To start the salutation, from feet together, you'll designate with the 4 fingers on your right palm, followed by your left, right into your full Kempo salutation. Okay, from here, the first technique is protecting fans for double punch. So I'm going to step off my left, parry and block, grab, kick and spear, elbow punch, elbow spear. This is a spear and chop, punch and hammer, break, uppercut. When I close, I'm going to actually turn my knees in slightly really quick as I double punch. I'm going to circle clear. It's a palm finger, so it's a small quick hit. Step off, other side, protecting fans, kick and spear, elbow punch, elbow spear, spear and chop. Notice it's the double action, so I'm spearing from the front and behind at the same time. Punch and hammer, so my hammer fist is hitting the rear attacker. Break, this is for a 2-hand push called glancing salute. Double uppercuts. The next technique, punch from the angles here as I cat stance inward block. It's called darting leaves. So you front kick and you strike with either, you can do a dart or a top knuckle strike. But either one will thread through my block as I kick. And then I repeat, inward block and cat, kick dart. As I drop back into my bow stance, I'm going to do a double block, like a universal block, outward and downward. And this is Unfurling Crane for double punch. Switch as I hammer. In a horse, shuffle in, claw back fist that rolls. On the other side, other angle, drop back for Unfurling Crane. Notice the bow stance on the block. I'll switch to a horse stance, shuffle, claw back fist. The next technique, attacks from straight ahead, 12 o'clock. I'm going to step back for my double chop for the right punch. This is called destructive kneel. So from my chopping block, I'm going to grab, I'm going to pull in with my palm, and there's my kneeling, my soft bow stance. As I palm, I'll flow it and I'll figure 8 into a back fist claw. There's my soft bow stance again. And then I'll roll it in figure 8. Again, this is a downward angle strike because I drop my attacker on their knee, and there's my soft bow stance again. So let me repeat that whole thing. So it's 1, 2, 3. Other side, step back, double chopping block, palm, back fist claw, downward back fist punch. And again, the soft bow stances. The next technique, this is a transitional stance. I step with a crossover as I do an outward hammer block. Inward block for a right punch. This is called flashing wings. Shuffle inward elbow, double outward elbows, double down chops, shift and palm. There's the check hand. Repeat. Here's my transitional stance or my move. I'm going to twist stance as I outward hammer block, inward block. Shuffle inward elbow. See it? Double outward elbows, double down chops, shift and palm. Soft bow stance, and that's flashing wings. The next attacks are from the side. So the next 2 techniques, gathering clouds. So I step off here. This would be my 9 o'clock position as I parry the punch, and I'm going to use, you have a couple versions. You can use a middle knuckle punch, like a hook punch through to the rib, or top knuckle strike. Some people also learn you can hit with your top knuckle strike under their tricep. So either one, strike. And then I'm going to follow up with a chop. I'm going to check down as I step inward elbow with the knee buckle. Look behind, left rear crossover and turn to reposition. Step with the parry with the right, left middle knuckle. Chop, check with the right, step in left inward elbow. The next techniques are from the corners. This is called circles of protection for an overhead looping punch. So it's coming down this way. So I'm going to step out and over with my high block, and I kind of move out of the way. And then I'm going to insert my other block, that's my left. As I circle down, I'm going to check their arm. I'm going to shuffle inward claw, underhanded inward claw to their groin. Back knuckle strike. So it's a 1, 2. Notice the stance change. Repeat. Left crossover as I loop this hand up. Step with the right with a high block. Insert the other. Notice the stance change. So I insert the other blocking hand. This is going to come around. It looks like both my hands are coming in together. This one is actually wrapping around. And then as I shoot the claw, then the back knuckle strike. Next technique is called Dance of Darkness. Is that right, Sensei?
Yep.
Okay. Attack from behind. This is for an attacker kicking followed by a punch. So I'm going to take the right rear crossover as I deflect it with a low. It's almost like a downward block, but it's a chop, a downward chopping to deflect as I rear crossover. Here's my parry. Then I pick up the punch with the brush block. 1, 2. As I step on my left, a quick eye shot to the eyes, And then I'm going to check, back fist punch. The punch is high, the back fist is low to the rib or kidney. Here's my claw, back fist, so it rolls. Dart to the eye, sweep cross out, front crossover, I'm going to shoot the other dart, that's my left dart. Turn to face 12 o'clock, so I was 6 o'clock, now 12. Attack again. As they front kick, my left foot will step behind with the rear crossover as I deflect, and then I come in with the brush. So again, it's 1, 2, 3, I step with that right. It's a quick eye shot, hooks into back fist punch. My right hand will be on top here, left back fist, so it's a punch back fist. Here's my right claw, rolls to my left back fist. That is attacking the person's temple or side of face. Dart to the eye. Here's my cross sweep again as I shoot the other one. So the timing here. Step with my left. I'm kind of going towards my 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock range. This is for a right straight punch. Thundering Hammers is the technique. So I have my inward block and I roll the forearm, back fist, check, hammer, notice the soft bow, hammer fist with the right, soft bow and the check. Pull back, back fist, this is a whipping back fist, and then the peel palm fall. You stop there in the technique on the kata here. I'll repeat the other direction. So I'm going to actually rotate my stance, if you'll notice that. I'm going from a horse stance, and I rotate to a twist. As my right picks up the punch, and my left is actually still hitting the guy I just attacked. So it's here. Then I step forward, forearm with the left, the Thundering Hammers, rolling back fist, hammer check, switch, hammer check, pull back with the right into a left pat, downward whipping back fist, comes in with the heel palm claw. So that's your Thunder Hammers on that side. The next two techniques are from the back angles. This is Unwinding Pendulum, and the attack is attacker kicks followed by a punch. So on my angle after Thundering Hammers, I'm going to do a rear crossover step with a downward block and an inverted half fist. So I have a lot going on. Two attacks here, or a defense and an attack. Then I'm going to unpivot, unwind, inward block hammer. So I'm still hitting this guy as this block picks up the punch. Instep sweep kick, and then when I land, I'm going to strike. You have two versions of this that I've learned anyway. One is the crane strike, your fingers and thumb strike in the groin, or a ridge hand. So I've also seen that version too. So either way. So after my sweep, I land, notice the twist stance, and then I'll strike. This is my check hand. Other angle, left. So I'm going to do a little, watch this little adjust step. Left foot. Left foot on this angle. And then I'll re-block with my downward block, and this is my half fist, inverted half fist. Unwind, that's why it's called Unwinding Pendulum. Back to my horse. This is blocking the punch. This is hammering the attacker that I just finished. I have my instep kick sweep with my left, and when I land, there's my strike. Crane strike or ridge hand, either one. Okay, I'm going to C-step out with my right foot, because I'm going to twist. C-step back out, I'm kind of in my horse. On the angle, and I have a universal block. This is called reversing circles. And this is for, is that right, Sensei?
Yes, sir.
It's for a roundhouse kick attack followed by a punch. So what's happening here is I'm blocking the roundhouse kick with my universal block as it's coming around this way. And then as they punch follow up, I'm going to pick it up. So I'm going to block the kick, block the punch. The high hand is blocking the punch. And I shoot the palm to their rib. And then I'm going to, again, palm with the other hand. This would actually be grabbing their arm. So again, I have block, shift into a bow palm, shift back to a horse palm. Repeat on the other side, C-step into my universal block. Again, the roundhouse kick would be coming around on my left, so I got to block that. Then as they follow with the punch, I pick it up, block, and I palm them in the rib with the right, like a dragon palm, shoot with the left. The next techniques are totally from the side. The 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, two-hand push, snaking Talon. So I'm going to draw into a cat stance. And remember on a cat stance, guys, make sure you have 90% of your weight on your back, 10%. It should be 90-10-ish. And angle, make sure your back foot's on a 45. A very common mistake we see as senseis is people have the foot totally sideways, 90 degrees. Incorrect. It's really 45, and some styles even go 30. But either way, so you make that transition, and as I do that, I'm going to do a parry block with my left, and my right hand is checking, blocking, and they're both, if you notice, they're contouring my body. This is contouring my knee, and this is up here to protect and block. Then I'm going to figure eight, counter grab, the push, and as I pull their arm that I had in, I front kick them. So it's parry block, figure eight, counter grab, I pull and kick. Land and repeat on the other side, so I'll just turn into my cat stance and then shoot here. Also, if you'll notice, this is on the same line, the plane, so they're not like this, right here. Contouring. Figure eight, counter grab, as I pull to my left hip, shoot the kick. Land. Chambers, horse stance. Okay, my next two attacks are from the back angles. For double punches, this is circling fans. Circling fans. So, I'm going to draw into a cat stance as I parry. It's a downward hooking or parrying. And then I front kick, and then land uppercut. And repeat. Parries like cat, so I have to draw in. 1, 2, that's blocking the double punch. Front snap kick, uppercut land. From here, I'm going to square off a little bit. It's a very minor move. So I square off my horse stance, and then from there, I shoot. I'm going to do this towards the camera first. High block and palm. This is reverse circling windmills. This is for someone who pushes you and then follows up with a punch. So that's the attack anyway for the technique. But in the form, you're going to be in a horse stance. You're going to block with the right, palm with the left. Then you're going to circle your hands 3 times into outward circles. Hammer. Outward finger hook. So this is my right. And then reverse it inward, outward. And then you crane hook back to your hip. A little tricky there. Hammer. Outward, flip it, reverse, in, out, crane hook back. And then I'm going to do 5 finger strikes. A slap, a thrust, a poke, my pinkies, and then my thumbs. These are all to the eyes or to the face. So let me repeat all that again. So from here, and I'm going to do it back that way too. So I have my high block and dragon palm, and then I circle, hammer. Outward eye rake, inward outward. Crane hook back to my hip. Hammer. Outward eye rake, inward outward eye rake. Crane hook back. Slap, thrust, notice they're sideways, front, pinky thumb. Okay, so from the back side again, from here, 1, 2, 3, and hammer, out, in, out, crane hook, hammer, out, in, out, crane hook, slap, thrust, pinkies, thumbs. The next technique is for a front kick attack, and this is called defensive cross. This is for an attacker coming in with a front kick, either a snapping kick or maybe just a swing kick. I'm going to face the camera for you just to see it. From your horse stance, after you finish those last the finger strikes, you're going to X block the kick. So when they kick you, you're X blocking. You're going to slide your right foot back at the same time. You're going to pull your hands to your left opposite hip. And as you do that, you'll roll in with a downward back fist, downward claw. So it rolls 1, 2. This checks. And then I have a quick front kick or scoop kick, and then a back fist that pops up. So again, flows in, kick, other side. I'll step up in the form. X block, opposite side. So this is pulling to my right hip, but my left foot shoots back. Roll right into a left downward back fist because I'm hitting the attacker's face or temple, claw, check. And then here's my kick, and then my back fist. This could be a scoop, it could be a snapping ball kick, and then I hit. I'll do it backwards again. So after I picked up my last technique, I roll it in, kick, and then back fist. Step up, X block, back fist, claw. I drop right down into bowing to Buddha. I'll do it facing the camera. So I'm on my knee, my right knee's up, my left knee's down. So in the form, I have my cover hand up, this is my left, my right forearm block, similar to how we teach. I block and I clear it off to the side. Okay, so there's a little different in this form. So after I drop, I loop it, and then I uppercut, elbow. It's an extra new move. Then I do an underhanded claw to grab the groin, and then a back fist. So the whole technique is block and clear, uppercut elbow, claw, back fist, and then I will switch sides. Repeat, block and clear, uppercut elbow, underhanded claw, back fist. From the backside again, over here. Here I am. So I block, elbow, claw, back fist, block and clear, elbow, claw, back fist. Notice on the elbow, it's a little step shuffle. Little step shuffle. I'm going to draw back to cat when I'm done and get ready for Prance of the Tiger. And as I do that, I'll draw back into a cat stance with a high block with my right and a dragon palm with my left. So from the form again, bow into Buddha, switch sides, bow into Buddha, pause, angle, angle. That Prance of the Tiger is for like an uppercut or a low body shot. So what's happening, I'm going to go to this right corner. I'm going to do a downward, inward block to block the uppercut as I instep kick, so it's a double action. And then I'm going to side kick and back fist. So again, 1, 2. Laying in a cat stance, facing back 6 o'clock again. Left hand is high blocking. That'll come down and block for the other side. So my left downward inward block and my right instep kick hits at the same time. Then side kick back fist. That's a left and a left. So let me repeat that all again. Prance of the Tiger. I have 1, 2, pause. 1, 2. I will loop all the way out and spin with my left foot. So out of my side kick, my left, I'll land out here on the angle facing front. These are my last couple techniques. So this is for a right straight punch. This is called shield and mace. So when I land, I have an outward block punch. Horse stance or fighting stance. Right outward block, left punch, so same time. Hammer fist with the right as I switch my bow stance, cover. Check their arm down my left. Right heel palm claws to their face. Drop into a low, soft bow as I chop their knee. Kick their other knee out. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Side kick, I'll step spin out to the other side. So if you'll notice, let me get more centered camera. Angle, horse stance, outer block punch. Left outer block, right punch. Hammer, switch the stance. Soft bow. Check with the right. Heel palm claw, which rolls. It arcs up. Face, back of the knee. Here's my claw, here's my chop. Side kick, step out. Notice the step out. So after my left side snap, step out and chamber. This is 5 swords that we do regular side up to the inverted or into the chop. Then we repeat right to the other side. Step forward, inward block, chop, palm spear, uppercut, outward claw, chop. The last technique, twirling hammers for a left punch attack. Notice the transition. So I'm in my horse stance. I'm going to do a left crossover, outward hammer block. Step around with the right, horse stance. This is a back fist that hits the back of their head or neck. As that loops, I shift elbow right under their rib, and then a hammer. So then we do it one more time. Outward block, whipping back fist, elbow, hammer with the cover check. Repeat on the other side. Right crossover with the right outward hammer block. Left step around, here's that back fist, right into the elbow. You can have a cover hand there. And then the hammer, left inward hammer. To finish the form, 3 separate step actions. A cross, a step out, a hop step. 3. So I just finished my last move here. We would do cross, step, pause, roll right into fist and cover. Then I'll finish with my Kempo salutation. And I'm done. And that's long form 4.